going down.
Now, Toby, we shouldn't panic. At best, we're just a little off course.
At worst?
Well, I guess we'll just never know how Game of Thrones ends, will we?
No!
Oh, look! A manual. There has to be something in here.
Well, I hope so, because that is a newspaper.
Well, can't say I didn't try.
But we must do something.
What's that you're pressing there?
I don't know. I wish we never left land.
Oh my goodness. Have you yet to see Living Neverland?
No, I heard it was disturbingly long.
That's what they said.
Here's a question. Exactly how many Jacksons are there?
Let's see, there's Joe and Catherine Jackson.
Rebe and Jackie.
Tito Jackson.
Jermaine.
Latoya Jackson.
She's my favorite. There's also Marlon Jackson.
Of course, Michael Jackson.
Randy Jackson.
American Idol?
No, the other one.
Oh, I know.
Janet Jackson!
Prince in Paris.
Break it!
Do you remember 3T?
Sure do.
Well, I don't.
How about Bo Jackson?
I don't think so.
Just humor me. We've got nothing else better to do.
Fine then, Samuel L. Jackson.
Mahalia Jackson!
Jesse Jackson.
Oh shit! Escape pods! Cheyenne Jackson. Now that's a DILF.
Shaw Jackson.
Millie Jackson.
Kate Jackson.
Who the hell is that?
She's the brunette one from Charlie's Angels. No one remembers her. Oh, will you look at that? We are out of air.
My special guest today is a fashionable New Yorker who has a distinct passion for acting, modeling, and design. As an actress, she has successfully landed recurring roles on the Netflix hit series Orange is the New Black and NBC's Shades of Blue. Aside from television, she's also an actress of the theater. And that's not all. She's also a seasoned model and fashion designer whose collections, year after year, have made the prestigious runways of New York's Fashion Week. Please help me welcome the very talented, brilliant actress, model, writer, and designer of TUNC by JESXDAV, Miss Jes Davis. Hello, Jess.
Hello, Chris.
Miss Davis.
Thank
no
you.
relation to Sammy.
No.
Now you are originally from the Bay Area.
I am.
Of California.
Of Cali.
Why New York?
Because I lived in California all my life and I wanted to experience a new place, and New York had all of the things I needed to do my careers. You know, so
do my careers.
all
them.
of the things.
So now, when did the acting bug hit you? You're an actress.
Well, I didn't really conceptualize acting and what that was until I was older, but my mom says it happened when I was 3. And I would just crawl on all fours.
Were you that dramatic?
It was that dramatic. was that haunted as a kid. I would crawl on all fours and I'd reenact the scene where Bambi's mother dies.
Oh, wow.
He's in the forest yelling mother for like 5 minutes. I would do that forever, all day.
That
and
is
she
hilarious.
would legitimately thought that there was something wrong with me.
No, you're just...
But then she was like, okay, this kid is gonna be an actor of some sort or a performer or whatever.
Well, at least she hoped. So you do television, you do theater and film.
Yes.
What is the difference, by the way, between theater and, well, between theater and film?
You have to be larger than life on stage because depending on where you are, even if it's a small theater, you need people in the back to hear you. You need people on the sides to understand what's happening.
Yes.
Because on a TV, you're getting everything. But on stage, somebody might be off over here and they can't hear you, or they can't see how you're emoting, so you have to be very conscious.
So there's
of
an
what your
adjustment as a performer in understanding the stage and or theater you're in.
Right. You need to understand scope of space in both situations.
Sure. Now there is currently a new generation of black women taking over Hollywood. Not that they never were, right? Because we love Weezy Jefferson. However, taking over Hollywood as in directing, not just acting and writing, right? We have Shonda Rhimes, Lena Waithe, Issa Rae, Ava DuVernay.
Yes.
And then of course
of those
just
are
these
great.
actresses taking over and just being recognized more. Regina King, Lupita Nyong'o.
Now there is a time where people are ready for new and ready for that representation.
I feel like it's because black women themselves have got tired of not being heard and seen.
Yeah, it's a lot of people need to have that self-starter quality, and I think black women definitely have to, and have that inherently because of the culture and background that we come from. So putting that into a forum where we can actually elevate ourselves and be seen.
Yes.
On a large
Do you
platform.
actually have any particular black actresses or white actresses, actress in general? Has anybody been of a specific influence on you?
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate Viola Davis.
Yes.
And I don't think we'd be where we are now with the likes of, Halle Berry and Octavia Spencer, and so those actresses I look up to. Their presence and their willingness
it's meaningful.
They're being present as a black actress in Hollywood and staying there, not giving up. That speaks volumes.
Yes. Now, in terms of being an actress in the theater, you recently took part in the Take 10 Festival in a play called Partner of.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Partner of is pretty much about Thomas Jefferson and his relationship to his black women slaves. Sally Hemings in particular. I play Sally Hemings' mother. Is that how you say that? And I'm pretty much preparing her to be raped.
You're conditioning them. Right.
I'm like, this is what's going to happen. He's going to want you. You're pretty. He has an affinity for his pretty black slaves. I keep saying black slaves, but there were Native American slaves as well, but they're just not widely talked about. But because she's attractive, because he has this attraction to his slaves, she's like, this is going to happen. He's taking you to Paris. He's taking you abroad.
So she's just preparing her for the inevitable.
Right. She's like, if you just...
Instead of just being thrust into...
Right, and there's this whole conversation about how he's a good man, he won't violently rape you, but you're still forced to submit to him because you're a slave.
So we have some pictures. Muyi Ali in the left here plays your daughter.
Yes, so she's with me sitting down here. She plays Sally Hemings' character, or Sally Hemings. And then Kaylin is playing Susanna, or what we believe to be her grandmother's name is Susanna. That would be Elizabeth's mom, my mother.
Yeah, your mother. Obviously, it's an important story to tell.
I think it's important because not a lot of people know about the history of Thomas Jefferson or just the in-depth history of what the slaves had to go through outside of just working in the field. I was watching Trevor Noah was talking about how the colonizers of South Africa, where he's from, I believe, they were seen as heroes. Like in Britain, they're taught that they were heroic. And then in Africa, they're taught that it was genocide. So you have two wildly different, perspectives of history. Yeah. That, you're not getting the full story when you're in school because it depends on where you are. Yeah. I like to be involved in things that teach people shit.
That teach people shit.
Learn
some shit.
Cause
Come see me at this play and learn some shit.
Exactly, learn some shit. Because you're not going to learn all of this in school. You know? So.
Which I guess is the responsibility. Sometimes it is left to people who create content.
Yes.
So now you are in a movie.
Yes.
Entitled Play.
I'm super excited about this movie.
Here we have some photos here. Hi, Michael. So now Play is about, I have here an attractive and intimidating young man.
Yes.
And a mysterious, beautiful girl, that would be you, both in search of someone special, but also someone to fulfill their forbidden desires.
They're both broken human beings. And the attraction, I was just talking about this to someone the other day, is that typically we are attracted to people that have similar insecurities.
Sure.
And it helps us feel like we're not alone, and that's kind of the premise of the relationship. These two characters, they are lost, really, and they haven't really spent time enough with themselves to understand how to fix what's wrong.
Now, it looks a little steamy by the photo.
Well, it's film, and sex sells, Chris. That's what we do.
So now, without giving too much away, this ending kind of looks like it's tragic.
Yeah.
So there's
that was
obviously...
There's like blood all over the grass.
Never mind your face and the shirt, just the grass. There's just blood all over the grass, guys. Now, in terms of a film like this, and it looks like there's a lot of range to fill.
Yeah.
Was it challenging for you to every day come in, get into character, and then leave it there? Or do you live in that space of the character for the duration of production?
I have been experiencing a shift in my acting methods recently because naturally what I do is I do trap myself in the mind of the character and the story and what's going on. I don't Daniel Day-Lewis it where I need everyone to address me as Lincoln, if I might be to call him out. But I create that in my mind and I live there, and it's not always the most healthy place to be because these are very typically the characters that I play are wildly traumatized. They're very tormented characters, so living in that headspace is difficult. I'm the go-to person for trauma.
Are you the go-to person, or is it just you understanding your capabilities?
I mean, I know that I can do it, and I think I've proven that I can do it.
Why wait to be typecast when you could just typecast yourself?
That's kind of what I do. I mean, my whole.
Isn't that part of your job, though?
As an actor, you do have to understand
that.
You need to know where you fit in.
Yes.
You have to get yourself in the door, and then you can grow from there and create other characters. But they need to initially see you as something,
Whatever that strength may be.
Right, and right now mine is tormented. Pretty girl with a problem.
With a message, maybe. Come learn some shit. So now for obviously all information about you, where we can find you, where you're starring in next, our viewers can go to JESXDAV.com.
You can go to JESXDAV.com. You can find me on Instagram at JESXDAV, and then you can also find my designs on Instagram as well and on my website.
We got more Junk and Jam Live on the way. Up next, we have TUNC by JESXDAV. Stay tuned. That'll be fun.
Yay.
Welcome back to Junk and Jam Live, the #1 show in America, at least in households with no one in them. TUNC by JESXDAV is a brand that truly encapsulates our special guest, Jes Davis's personal style. The eclectic, handmade, ready-to-wear collection can be described as punk, grunge, and alternative with a modern, chic edge. Let's welcome back actress, model, writer, and designer of TUNC by JESXDAV, Jes Davis. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Did you miss me?
I did.
We missed you.
For the 5 seconds.
For the 5
that
seconds
we had
that
to
it
be
was.
apart.
When we think of punk, we don't necessarily think of ready-to-wear couture, which is what your clothing, your pieces are anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, couture kind of just happened because couture is it's not as accessible as ready to wear because it's a lot of handmade,
Unique pieces,
custom,
one of a kind.
one of a kind pieces. So that's why people describe it as couture, which I didn't think that my stuff was couture when I was first doing it.
Yes.
It was just shit I wore.
So, but now, what do you feel sets your garments apart from other designs that are just punk or are just high fashion?
I think mine is a meld of the two. It's a kind of a nice mesh of what it is to be grunge and punk, but also polished.
Yes.
You know, it's like I really want to design for the punks that want to be professional, but not shed their punk.
Why is it important for you to handcraft your garments rather than, make a print and send it off to be manufactured somewhere?
Because there's currently nothing invented that will put safety pins and shit as a machine. The reason I went to safety pin work as opposed to like what people normally consider punk as studs is because safety pins to me they're part of like the blue collar working class item.
Yes.
And
an everyday item that we can find.
Right, and I wanted to bring a sophistication and a luxury feel to something that people don't automatically see as luxurious.
Yes.
I noticed that a lot of times, fashion dips into different cultures. Yeah. And sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's not, and then it just kind of waters down what that culture is. Yes. So I wanted to instill the fight and the aggression that punk and grunge and alternative is.
Now I want to talk about this piece you have here,
Yes.
Pop Anarchy.
This was my branching off into the more polished, sophisticated look.
But now you title it Pop Anarchy, which when you think of anarchy is like a challenge to authority.
Oh, I challenge authority constantly, on a daily basis.
But is that
Super
challenge
rebel.
to authority male authority?
I think it's...
Or just societal?
I think it's societal because you can have a woman be just as authoritative in an oppressive way as you can a man. Maybe not at the same level,
right,
because women are still fighting for equality, but anyone can oppress, anyone can be authoritative in a dictator, totalitarian way. And I'm opposed to that. My clothes are in opposition to mainstream and what you should be wearing,
Handcrafted, full leather green jacket here.
Yes.
Beautiful work. Again, we have the pins here.
Yeah, so you can see. A lot of people like what I call this crosshatch. When you're painting or when you're doing, like, a lot of times people who do charcoal sketching,
yes,
crosshatch work is how they shade. But I took inspiration and did it with
Now there's
pins.
just so much to take in here, but I see that you have Catwoman, circa Michelle Pfeiffer, I guess 1992, and Batman Returns.
Yes.
Catwoman can be considered, she's the anti-heroine, right? She often does the wrong thing for the right reasons, right?
Yes.
So now in the back of the jacket,
Yes.
we have this little skull.
We have our Dark Lord Satan.
a Dark Lord and Savior, Satan.
Yes, they're like my pets. I take care of them.
Now, in lots of cultures, obviously religion,
Yes.
Satan is the personification of evil, right? It represents hostility,
Yes.
destruction. What does this mean to you, though? Because I'd imagine it's just
hopefully this
You're
can...
really challenging people here.
I like to, like, what is life without challenge? People have a very skewed and oftentimes ignorant perception of what it means to be dark. And they lump darkness in with evil, just like Satan was lumped in with evil because he's a fallen angel. He used to be the right hand of God. But all of a sudden he's evil because he
Allegedly.
has
All of these are stories.
Right, because there was an opposition of some sort. But for me, the reason I gravitate toward it is because I don't like the oppression that goes on in a lot of religious institutions. And the one that I had familiarity with growing up was
Catholicism.
My grandfather was Catholic, went to school with a lot of Christian kids that had just horrible views about gay, trans, different lifestyles, and I hated it.
So this is your fuck you.
This is my fuck you to that.
To religion.
Yeah, and also it's just challenging people's, like, why would you allow a symbol to have dominion over you as a person? It's a symbol. That's what these jackets are about. Challenge authority.
These two pieces that we just saw,
so
right?
this is Brianna and this is Pamela.
Brianna and Pamela, two beautiful young black women.
Yes, yeah.
Now historically, specifically in this country, black women have been, hypersexualized,
Yeah.
Whether it's the slaves.
Fetishized.
So do you feel like your collection or you're helping to maybe refute this, degrading images of black women?
I mean, I don't want to say that it's specific to black women, although I do like to be all-inclusive of every race. I think women in general need to take back the sexuality, their sexuality, because there's this idea that, if you're provocative, you're asking for it, or you're asking to be treated a certain way, or if she's wearing a low-cut top, obviously she wants me to comment on her tits. No,
Which I'm guilty of, by the way.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I apologize.
But it's fine. But I think we need to get people out of that. A body is a body.
Yes.
It's not like this otherworldly thing that we don't have access to. We wake up every morning and we get dressed and we see ourselves naked. If we have a partner, we see them naked. If we have children, we have to dress them. So this whole, there's this sexuality, and then there's nudity, there's just naturalness that I want people to embrace. And so a lot of times when I'm curating a fashion show or a photo shoot, I like to have the body seen.
TUNC, obviously, though, you still consider unisex, right? I could wear this jacket.
Yeah, you can.
It's for both men and women. It's universal. White woman, black woman, men.
It's for I want
however you want to design yourself.
Yeah.
How do you want women or men or whoever wears your garments to feel? How do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel powerful.
Yes.
I want them to feel powerful. I want people to feel that they have just the power to do without conforming, without being confined by traditional, antiquated, archaic societal beliefs.
For anyone who's interested in your designs, in all the pieces that we've shown, and what you're wearing, we can visit JESXDAV.
You can visit JESXDAV. Again, you can go to my Instagram, which is at JESXDAV. And then you can also follow my design Instagram, which is at TUNCXJESDAV.
Stay tuned. More Junket Jam Live coming up. Yay.
Yay.
So, that'll be 500 pens. Is that correct?
Pins, please. Just pins.
I believe that's what I said, ma'am. It is ma'am, isn't it? I could never tell how to address anyone anymore. I just use the non-gendered handicap bathrooms.
It is, ma'am. Thank you for asking. Mrs. Ma'am, actually, if you're nasty.
I'm sorry. There's no appropriate response I can give you at this time. This is, after all, being recorded.
Please record this. Pins. I would just like to order some pins.
Pens.
Pins.
Pens.
Pins.
Pins it is. But as a loyal, frequent customer to Stuff and Such, you now qualify for a free box of pens.
Whatever, sure, I'll take the pens.
All right, your order of pens is now complete.
No pins.
That's what I said. No pins, just pens.
Just scrap the free pins and send me 500 pins only, please.
Wow, that's quite a lot of pins. And a lot of cloth diapers you must be changing.
They're for jackets.
I suppose jackets can keep babies' bums more warmer. Looks like we're all set to complete your order. That's 500 pins, no pens. And guess what? You are now eligible for 2 complimentary pans.
Pans? What? No! I said pins!
Are you sure? They're the non-stick copper kind. I have 2 at home, just like them.
No, thank you. I couldn't.
I will be giving you mine. Brand new, unopened.
Just the pins, please. No pens.
How about pens?
No.
Okay, no need to cry over spilled ink.
I'm sorry?
Oh, that was just a pun about the pens. Free of charge. Well, thank you for calling. Your order is now finally on its way.
Thank you so very, very much.
You're very welcome, Miss Davis. 500 pens.